If there are other sites and there are other protests at those other sites, it would lend more weight to your protest march.
Listen, I don't give a hoot about lending more weight. Didn't I tell you my old people's over there dying? Didn't I tell you my old people over there are dying with emphysema? Didn't I tell you my children are being poisoned and polluted? I don't give a hoot what's happening in China. I don't give a hoot what's happening in Indiana right now. I'm going to give a hoot about what's happening in my community. I'm going to start with my community and y'all sort the rest out. I don't have time to wait. There are plenty of you bureaucrats that can do that kind of work. I'm a foot soldier. My job is to shut it down and then y'all come up with the answer. That's my job. Because I've been waiting, listen. I've been waiting on paperwork from Sam. I've been waiting on paperwork from Struthers. I've been waiting on paperwork from the legislators. I've been waiting on y'all to bring Ubadu in, and then a darn thing happened. The power keeps getting higher. We're gonna shut it down. People power. Listen, folks, this is about health. Old folks like myself are getting sick from this toxic land dump. Listen, and if you don't care about the old folks, what about the children? If you can't stand up for your children, then you might as well lay down. I'm going Trump. Yeah, I don't care. I don't care. Throw your stuff down. I don't care. I'm going Trump. I'm going Trump. I'm going Trump. And I'm going to tell you why. And you all out there, you yahoos can't argue, come back and argue with me and tell me why I shouldn't go Trump. You can't do it. You can't do it. 216-578-1490. This is the Art McCoy University Radio Show, the University of Common Sense. So let me tell you something. Black community and my community as a whole, but I'm addressing my black community right now. Listen, suicide in our community is real. If you don't believe it, ask Art McCoy. If you don't believe it, ask Miss Black. If you don't believe it, ask the hundreds of others who have went down this road of suicide. But one thing perturbed me about Cleveland. I mean, really do. And I know you're listening to me. Listen. If we say we're going to New York City for a march for Amala, we'll get buses and trucks and get in our car and go to New York City.
That's right.
If we say we want to go to Detroit to help the people in Detroit, we'll get all riled up, get all dressed with our signs and go. If we want to go to Flint, Michigan, which is good, all we'll go. Even if we got to go to California, all we'll get ready and we'll go. But what about what's happening in your own hometown?
Say that.
What about what's happening in your own hometown? You see, if you can go there by the hundreds and thousands, you should surely be able to go in your own hometown. Art McCoy University Radio Show and the University
of Common Sense. The University of Common Sense, and we are also joined here definitely by Melanated Media News on YouTubestation.com.
So you got 4 or 5 ways to listen to us.
At www.newstalkcleveland.com.
When you hear us, the #1 show on Sunday nights from 5 to 7 p.m.
That's right.
If you miss us then, you can also
go to Melanated Media News on YouTube.com.
And you won't only catch our program, but you'll catch some of the deepest programming that regular TV, regular reporters won't cover.
That's right.
Or you'll be shocked. Lord have mercy. Where could she be? Countless hours of searching. She's nowhere to be found. I'm worried to death. What should I do when I ride down the street and I see a young lady that looks like her? Oh, I'd be so embarrassed when I pull the car over and say, Denise, only to find out that it's not her. One day we're searching near the complex where she lived in Cleveland Heights. We're praying and hoping that she'll come up. About the time that we were about to give up, the police, Cleveland Heights police, said, "Mr. McCoy, come upstairs. We got something to show you." Took me up to the vestibule in the hallway. As the sun was shining in, there was a chair there. Said, "Come up here and look in this chair." As I went up, it was a high-back chair, so you really couldn't see what was there from the other side. But when I looked into that chair, there my beautiful daughter, Denise, sitting in that chair, almost in rigor mortis. My daughter had taken her own life. That's when I really had the rude awakening of suicide. Then as I began to study it, I found out that yes, I was a true crime fighter and I knew all the stats about crime and etc. But I didn't know about one of the #1 killers in our community. You can let that roll on right on over. The #1 killers in our community was suicide. Lord have mercy. Depression is something else. Lord have mercy. In the studio with me, I just want, in a brief moment, I want Miss Black to tell another story about what happened to her child.
Thank you for having me on your show again. And I represent Dancing for Life organization, the Tyree Black organization. And the organization started in honor of my son, Tyree Black, who committed suicide 2 years ago, August 2014, on August 29th. And that's what prompted me to start this organization, to bring suicide to the forefront, to bring awareness in our community that suicide is aware and prevalent. And I am out here as a mother to voice my message by holding an annual event, Dancing for Life Praise Dance Fest, each year. And I'm driven because I never want another mother, family member, friend, or anyone to experience the pain that I have endured through the loss of my son due to suicide. And I am very grateful that Mr. McCoy shares my experience and has me able to tell my message about hope and what I'm doing out here to fight or bring heightened awareness through what I'm doing through Dancing for Life, Tyree Black organization.
So, ma'am, I don't want to make it any more painful for you, but I would like to know a little bit more about what happened leading up to the death of your son.
Well, leading up to his death, there were a lot of things that I found out after he had passed that had taken place prior to him taking his life. It was my understanding that a group of guys in Garfield Heights, junior high or Garfield Middle School, a group of guys approached my son and said that they were going to purge him. And I guess that added to his stressors. And that night he went up to his room and he hung himself. And by suicide is one of the leading killers in our community. So I'm out here fighting it because it is an epidemic. And so he took his life, and the group of boys, I tried to get him, prosecuted. That was to no avail. But he was upset prior to going up to his room, and it just occurred. It just occurred. That's what happened.
The reason I make you share this pain is because your whole program that you're having is about hope and saving lives. And in order for us to bring out hope and to save lives, we must share our pain with our millions of listeners, because there are those out there right now that doesn't understand the seriousness of depression and suicide. And your message today of hope. But before we could give that message, we had to share the pain so they don't have to share the same pain that we have. It is real. Suicide is real in our community. Suicide is real among our young black children. We must face up to that. I had to face up to it with my daughter. Miss Black had to face up with it with her son, and that's why she's taken on this honorable task in honor of her son. And you're presenting what, ma'am?
The second annual Dancing for Life Praise Dance Fest and the first annual community panel discussion to combat suicide and violence in our community.
The first annual panel discussion. Tell us about that. Speak right into the microphone, dear. You got a beautiful voice.
Okay. The panel discussion will take place, and that will occur at 1 o'clock. We'll have various panelists on that venue. Everyone from Pastor Steve Rowan. First of all, our moderator will be Miss Yvonne Pointer. And the guest panelists will include Miss Maisha Crow from the Boys and Girls Club, Lynn Franks, Carrie Copes, Sheila Weaver, who are all from Ohio Guidestone Mental Health and Community Services, Keisha McMillan from the Rape Crisis Center, Pastor Gerald Matthews, from founder, director of Gathering Place. She's a pastor. Abney Kenyon, she went through a major violent experience. She's going to be there to share her story. Fire Chief Bilal Akram, Carmen Hinton, she's an author. And it's just going to be a pretty explosive experience when we all of those powerhouses are on one platform, and we all discuss how suicide is affecting our community at large and how we as a community can prevent it. That's going to be the topic for today.
Miss Black, I can see this panel discussion being so important because, 2016, there is much denial about suicide in the black community. There is much denial. I was probably one of those people that was in denial myself until it happened to my daughter. You were probably one of those people that was in denial yourself until it happened to your son. But I praise you, Miss Black, because you just didn't lay down and wallow in your own sorrow, and you were in much sorrow and much pain and wondering who to blame, yourself, those young men, or who. But you say you're going to take some action.
Yeah.
And that's what you did.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Talking to that mic,
Absolutely.
honey. Don't look at me. Absolutely. I know I'm handsome, but talking to that mic.
Absolutely. It is a day-by-day thing, and I just believe the church has been there for me. They've been very supportive, and I believe that I can do all things through Christ. And I believe I could have just crawled up and balled up and went into a little shell and gave up, because this is very painful, this experience. And that's why I'm out here crusading diligently and oh goodness, I'm getting to
Miss Black.
continuously, because
Miss Black, you're beautiful. You know what you're saying. Just take it. Listen, I know it's painful. Just take your time. You're talking to millions of people. Don't worry about it. They feel you. Yeah. So just come on with it.
But that's why I'm out here crusading and working hard as I am, because I just want to get this message out. And during the time of my son's death, and I want to plug this because this is vital, why I started this organization. Yes, I was totally in shock. I went to church every every Sunday, and my son was bubbly, was in the community. He was a praise dancer in the church, a part of the show wagon. dance one of the dancers. I kept my kids involved as a single mother. I did everything I thought I was supposed to do as a mother. And I mean, had him in good schools, you know, and it was totally shocking because this bubbly child, energetic, fun, handsome, full of life child, made a rash decision, and he, I mean to be graphic here, hung himself that night. And I had the church on my side and the community, you know, everybody on my side, and I'm like, wow, my child took his life. And I was in denial. I blamed myself, yeah, all of that. But one of the things I saw when my child passed, we didn't even have insurance to pay for my child's funeral. But I have never seen such an overwhelming response and support from the community as I did when my child passed. And I can stand here today and sit here today and say, the love from the community, the outpour, the outreach, the people reaching out to me is what really grabbed me by my arms and my hands and everything, that showed me so much love. And if we can show that much love as a community through our organization, I mean, I'm talking all walks of life, different religions. It was so overwhelming. I still have the cards, and I'll go back and reflect and read them today. My child, my 6 children, that was my oldest son, the outpour, the strength that I, on the receiving end, received from those people. I know, and again, I'm doing everything. And the first thing that came to my mind, and it was 6 months later, and I know it was God that put it in my spirit, to have this, to start this event, pull the community together. We are doing so many wonderful things separately, but imagine I was on the receiving end, and I felt like I was floating because of all of the strength that everybody pulled together, not only monetarily, spiritually. They were there bringing gifts, food, and you do that when a funeral, but I'm talking about occurs, and you do that, that's just a custom, but I'm talking about all walks of life. And that's why I choose to do this event, to reach out, dancing for life. We are dancing for life. My son was a dancer. It is in his honor, Tyree Black organization, in his honor. He's dancing for the rest of his legacy, but we are dancing to save lives. My pastor, Bishop David Herron and Brenda Herron, they have been in my corner every step of the way. And the mayor's even going to be there this year to present a proclamation. I mean, the mayor, Director Cox, they were there because my son was a part of Showwagon. Showwagon's going to be there, the city of Cleveland. They'll be there, and all of these people come together. I was on the receiving end. Imagine the support people. We're going to have booths there, all types of organizations. We're setting up camp. If you need to know first aid, man, I think back, wow, if I had did first aid, I was in shock, and somebody had did, maybe my child would have survived. You never know what situation you'll get in. We'll have first aid teacher there. We'll have life insurance there. We'll have Ohio Guidestone agencies, City of Cleveland, just whatever you need. I'm trying to reach out to people to help be there for your mind, body, strength, soul, whatever. You know, if you're comfortable doing spiritual counseling, we got other counseling, what you need. So that's what this is about. And these women, these people, guess what? Don't charge me a dime to be on my venue, because they know the need, and these are heartfelt, kind people. So I'm just thanking you, everyone on the air, you, Mr. McCoy, everybody who's there in my corner. I just can't, even we're going to have a walk March 17th, a march. My Easter Crow embraced me, because Tyree was even part of the Boys and Girls Club. That's what I mean. I was out there doing it. My son was a part of the Boys and Girls Club. And Maisha Crow embraced me with loving arms. And we're going to have a march in collaboration with them on Saturday the 17th at 12 o'clock from Stella Walsh Recreation Center to Boys and Girls Club. And we're going to do this thing. We just want you, anybody come out, you just want to walk them out, just bring your sign, your baby's pictures, whatever, whoever you know, and just come in, join in full force with us to fight this epidemic that's hurting our community and give people hope.
If there is a listener out there right now who might be contemplating suicide themselves, or might know a family member or a friend that is on the edge, if you really look at the symptoms and not ignore them, you can tell when somebody might be on the edge. Miss Black, this March, your program you'll reach out to them if they come to you, won't you?
Oh, God, yes, yes.
You'll help them save their lives, their relative lives, their friend lives. You'll reach out to them, won't you?
My number is 216-370-1283. No, I am not a counselor. Yes, I have a BA degree, and it's not specializing in counseling. But I'll try to connect you who I need to connect you to, because those people were there for me, and I have the resources. I'm here to plead to the hearts of those who are in disparity, and just beckon you to, and summon you to come and rejoice with us and give you an uplift and let you know there is an outlet out here in various capacities to provide strength, hope, love, and encouragement to you. And I'm here to help you tap into those resources. So through my son's death, through my pain, I speak from the bottom of my heart to let you know that I'm here to show you some love. And I look forward to having you, and along with the rest of us, come and be a part of Dancing for Life Praise Dance Fest on September the 24th at 1 o'clock, and then kick off September the 17th at 12. I appreciate your time, your love, and encouragement. Thank you, Mr. McCoy, and everybody in the studio.
To help East Cleveland, because the Democrats sure ain't helped me. You understand? So
by that dump site, maybe he can help you to get that moved or shut down.
Yeah. Hey, a very good idea.
Yeah.
Very good idea. Because so far, no one has been able to help us with this toxic dump in our community. And I'm glad you brought that up, Judge, because you're going to lead our parade. No, you're going to lead our march and our picket at 102. You're going to lead our picket down Euclid Avenue to march on that toxic dump site.
Yeah.
And that toxic dump site, we're going to march on September the 29th. Okay. We're going to march on September the 29th. We're going to hope to have over 1,000 people out there. And we're marching in East Cleveland, the Noble Road toxic land dump. Listen, folks, our water, land, and air is poisoned, just like Flint, Michigan. A health hazard to our children. Our seniors are sick. The very health of everyone living in East Cleveland and surrounding communities is threatened. Yes. Our neighborhoods, schools, churches, and businesses all are at risk. Yes. Listen to me, folks, real carefully. Only in East Cleveland, a 95% black city, you know why I said city? Because when I was over there the other day, when I was talking to the neighbors, okay, I wouldn't lie to you. I could taste that soot and that grime in my mouth. Yeah. Just think if I was living over there. And I don't live too far. If you don't believe, if you think I'm lying, folks, and I wouldn't lie to you on a Sunday, you go on Noble Road in Euclid and go down where them residences right behind that dump and start talking to somebody. I bet your mouth get gritty. Yes. You understand? So anyway, let me go back to my point. Listen, our neighborhood, schools, churches, and businesses, all at risk. Only in East Cleveland, a 95% black city would ARCO Company, ARCO Company, and George Michael Riley Sr. do this to us. Those are owners. Listen, they don't care about us. They don't care about us.
No, they don't.
But do we care about ourselves? Listen, if there's one thing, 216-578-1498, if there's one thing that black folks need to fight about, and we want good all-around citizens to come in and help us, listen, if we don't fight about our health, Judge Jean Merrill Capers, then we don't even gonna fight about nothing. The two things that anybody's supposed to be able to fight about, and that's their money and their health. And sometimes I think their health is more important than their money, because you can't do nothing with the money if your health is bad. And this ARCO company has put this toxic dump right in the backyards of people cooking barbecue and chicken. And they can't cook in their backyard no more, and it's coming through their house. And I tell you right now, a 108-year-old lady, Judge Jean Merrill Capers, I wouldn't lie to you. She's almost smart as you is. She can't get around quite as good as you can. But I went to her house. She lived right behind the toxic dump. And she said, Mr. McCoy, she invited me in. She listened to the show. She said, Mr. McCoy, I can't talk that good because this toxic dump is taking my voice. Yeah. But I'm here to fight. I'm here to fight. When you march and lead the march, Judge, I want to let you meet her. She's 108. Yeah, you're going to meet her. And listen, so it's the March on East Cleveland. Let me repeat that again. It's the March on East Cleveland. And it's Thursday, September the 29th at 4:30 p.m. Because our children are being affected by this toxic mess that these people have been allowed to put in here in our own backyards.
Okay.
And we're going to march to that toxic dump. And we're going to have so many people around that toxic dump, we might stay out there all night. We might shut it down. You know why? Why? Because we're standing up for justice. Listen, if we can't stand up for a 108-year-old lady, if we can't stand up for those elderly property owners that's been over there 40, 50 years, but a toxic dump come in their backyard and say, we don't care nothing about you. If we can let our little children go to a daycare right across the street and the church right across the street and up the street and our children in that neighborhood and all around, if we can't stand up for them, we're going to say, well, we're going to let the man can poison us for a few dollars and our children, then I need to leave town. And y'all need to leave town. Formalities are good. Technicalities are good. But when I go and visit those people in their homes, those elderly people, the 108-year-old lady and the people that's been on that street 40 or 50 years, and when I go over there and I'm talking to them and I'm tasting this grime and smelling this smut in my mouth, I don't need no darn permission from nobody. I'm going over there and do what we got to do and shut this darn thing down and let the chip fall where they may. You understand? All this, we've been researching the more we research, the higher the power go. The more we research, the more toxic come in. The more tests, somebody get a little machine and the higher it go. Listen, I don't believe in that. I believe in people power. We go out there, we shut it down, let the United States government come in, let President Barack Obama come in, whoever got to come in. But it's through people power we make this change.
More power to you.
And there ain't no power to it. Are you coming? Or are you just asking questions? Do you care? The question is, do you care? All these questions. The question is, do you care? Do you care about your brother? You might live in Pepper Pike. You might live in Twinsburg. But do you care about the least of these? If you care about the least of these, then you will care about that 108-year-old woman that has to live and cook under this toxic dump every day. They wouldn't do it to nobody else. They wouldn't do it to nobody else but black people. I bet you. I bet you. And I don't even know no research. I bet you they ain't dumped this in nobody's area but the heart of the black area, because white folks ain't going for it. Suburbanites ain't going for it. And we ain't going for it. Ain't nobody gonna turn us around. I don't want to hear about all this paperwork and stuff y'all filing. File it. I'm a street soldier. I'm a foot soldier. Those that want to march, let's march. Those that want to shut it down, let's shut it down. If you're scared to go to jail for your elderly, if you're scared to go to jail for your kids being poisoned, then stay away.